League 2020 Summer, powered by Globe Telecom, Twitch Student, and of course, presented by Globe Prepaid's Virtual Hangouts. We have been your shoutcasters for League of Legends, and we will be for this last game for today. I'm Hiron, with me is Womi. We're getting into pick and ban soon for Viridus Arcus from De La Salle University versus the Teletigers Esports Club from University of Santa Tomas.
Yeah, wala pang 10 minutes from that very wild game. Think we calm down a little bit.
Yeah, we
have to reset for our final matchup of tonight. It is going to be for DLSU versus UST. So both teams are defeated so far. Hindi na magiging totoo yan after this game. One will have to lose, but 1-1 pala ang Viridus Arcus already. So
1-0, yeah.
Yeah, 1-1 and 2-0. So the bans will be a Galio ban for the side of the Teletigers. Meanwhile, for the side of Viridus Arcus, that's a Varus ban, a snipe ban on Tenebria from his last game's performance. A very good Varus, and now an Akali as well. So a lot of target bans for the side of DLSU.
Yeah, of course. Not only, we played a lot of Akali in the top side, the Twisted Fate as well. So really, just from the previous game, they're taking those picks away here. As for Teletigers, they're banning away. They're banning away the Galio and the Caitlyn here. Nothing too surprising, really. Galio was also banned away, and Volibear as well, banned away from Viridus Arcus in one of their previous games. But it's not like these are super surprising bans that are super targeted.
Yeah, Anivia is open in this game. We all know that Duckman, one of the best Anivia players in this Alliance League right now. Gangplank is open for Ursus as well, but they do pick up the set, the Beast Boy Bastard, a good flex pick. Could be played in the jungle, top lane, or even support.
Yeah, it was banned. It's just a generally good ban as well, but DLSU is a team that does pull set bans. And just the versatility of it makes it such a huge threat. And here, they're basically not showing Teletigers any of their cards just yet. Teletigers, are they gonna pick up the Lux here?
Please don't.
Oh no.
Oh no. Well, okay, sige.
Okay.
Okay,
we'll see. Because if you pick up the Sona Lux, that's like saying, "Oh, this is how you do this bot lane." But I don't think they're that crazy.
Yeah, I mean, not crazy just yet.
Crazy.
They do lock in that Hecarim instead. Yeah, one of the healthier junglers right now in this current meta. But for DLSU, will they match this Lux blind pick though?
Yeah, that's the thing. Draven, that's confident if they are picking it up here.
Well, if it's gonna.
Okay, so then. Teasing us a little bit, maybe something to look forward to in the future days of group stage or even the playoffs. Ezreal, the pickup here for Viridus Arcus, and yeah, this isn't too out of the ordinary. Karma is open here, and Viridus Arcus support does play the Karma a lot, synergizes very well with that Ezreal, not just in League, also at LOR, but the Thresh will be the pickup potentially here for Viridus Arcus.
Yeah, and I don't think that Teletigers should draft still a Lux Sona, because looking at the composition of Viridus Arcus, they're quite going towards the way to counter this, but they do force it out. They want it.
They do want it. They do want to tell everyone in Alliance League, this is how you do this Lux Sona bot lane. If it is gonna be Lux Sona bot lane, which I'm really leaning to.
Well, we did see it earlier from MCL, but sadly they did lose that game. So Lux Sona right now, not the highest of win rates in this league, and we know that upsets do happen. It did happen last game, so Viridus Arcus 1-1 might just put a dent on the Teletigers considering the win rate of this Sona Lux bot lane. But let's see, maybe Teletigers bot lane duo has something to play around with. I mean, this is Crescio and Tenebria. We're talking about Crescio, one of the best supports right now in Alliance League. So against Ventus, I mean, Ventus is good as well, but in terms of historical advantage, I have to say that Crescio has proven to be a better support. But let's see, they're not playing on even ground right now. I have to say that DLSU still has the more firepower early on in this bottom lane.
It's just gonna have to be whether Crescio is able to use his own, like, his not just his skill mechanically in supports, but also like the awareness that he's built up over these years as that star support will be enough. But Anivia and Mordekaiser. Anivia is going to be banned in respect here against Duckman, and
Yeah.
meanwhile, standard Renekton Silas against Teletigers here. Vegas has played the Silas at least once in the previous games, and Renekton just overall very solid top laner that Michael plays.
And I have to say that right now, I love the respect ban on Duckman. You shouldn't give a champion like Anivia on Duckman because Duckman has proven to be a very good player on that Anivia. But looks like Duckman has a hidden blade in him. No, he won't be. He will be taking the hidden bomb instead with this Ziggs.
Yeah, if it does get locked in here. I would have actually the Zed wouldn't have been bad, since there's a Sona, there's a Lux, and the Oriana. The former two especially are very susceptible to assassination. And if Duckman could have roamed on that Zed, that would have been terrible for this Tenebria Crush bot lane. But Ziggs will be the pickup instead. Let's see what their final pick shall. Gangplank for Ursus.
Yeah, Ursus, one of the better Gangplank players as well here in Alliance League. So I just want to make it clear that Ziggs is also buffed right now. So Ziggs, with his new and improved, actually not new, just improved passive, will be able to deal more consistent damage, not just in lane, but in also taking objectives as well. So Viridus Arcus liking the draft so far. For Teletigers, they have a good team fight. But the early game, not so much.
Yeah, it's kind of worrying for the early game here, but we have seen Teletigers work where they're not favored in the early game, but they are able to survive enough for them to reach their power spikes, in which case this is like level 6. Level 6 is when this team starts getting scary. And like the Cyclone, actually all their ults are super impactful in these team fights. But Viridus Arcus here, this is, I actually would favor the comp here for Viridus Arcus. This I would say despite the Gangplank, since I don't really like Gangplank in this day and age. Gangplank in 2020. But the rest of it is still super solid, like Seth, Ezreal, Bard, Ziggs as well with the improved passive.
Yeah, but right now, last game, hindi gumana ang Shamey buff. The Shamey buff was debunked once again. That's its second loss. So tingnan natin in this last matchup, will Shamey be able to redeem herself? Let's send in Shamey. Look at Shamey a little bit. Let's take a peek towards the Wheel of Fate. If ready na ba si Shamey? It's Hedgehog.
The Wheel of Fate is turning. Actually, yeah. And then you got that cameo in the background with another hedgehog. I don't know what the name is. But Shamey, we're waiting for Shamey.
Okay. Wheel of Fate.
Oh,
sniffs Teletigers a little bit. Will they be committing?
Notices your water fountain.
It
is gonna be the vote onto Teletigers.
Yeah, and Teletigers receiving the Shamey buff. That will be a slight morale boost for the Teletigers over here, but I think it's about time for the fans to make some noise. Both teams over here has quite the number of fans, both DLSU and Teletigers. What's their hashtag, Hyron? What's the correct way to join the virtual Hangouts giveaway?
Of course, you've got the first hashtag that we have, hashtag Globe Prepaid Virtual Hangouts. And for DLSU, it's hashtag DLSU win. As for Teletigers, hashtag TGR win for Tigers or Teletigers. So just share the stream publicly with those hashtags, and maybe you'll get the chance to win Garena Shells.
Yeah, and Garena Shells, I mean, if it's free, it's fun, right? I mean, wala namang mawawala sa'yo. You literally just supported your team, and you voiced out your favorite team, and suddenly you get free RP. You get a chance to get RP. There's literally nothing lost in this.
No downside. We help build up the community. We spread the word of collegiate esports that it's happening, it's thriving, and we all have a good time here in the chat, showing our support to our schools, to our friends, definitely going to be quite a fun match here. DLSU Viridus Arcus versus Teletigers. This is a specific matchup that I have been waiting for in Group B, and I'm excited to see how this all plays out.
Yeah, I have to say the same. I like to. I would love to watch this even as a spectator. I mean, we are casting this game, but I would watch this DLSU versus UST. Indeed, a spicy matchup because Viridus Arcus has shown to be one of the teams to actually have this. Hindi siya yung pang-upset eh. Like Viridus Arcus, you respect them for being
Yeah.
a great team. And yung sa UST kasi kanina, not that we don't respect them as a great team, but they're currently 0-3. There's not much to expect. And then they suddenly beat How, right?
And How, with a good showing in their first win, definitely a surprise to see USC. And boy, was I impressed. But coming into Viridus Arcus versus Teletigers, looking back at the comps earlier, I'm wondering how Teletigers is gonna pull off that bot lane, because that's like the anomaly there, right?
Yeah, sobrang baliktad eh. You're looking at an Ezreal that will literally pop off the moment he gets a Sheen, or even when he lands those mystic shots on you. So it's gonna be hard for Teletigers. I'm quite sure that they will not find a great time early game wise, unless of course Relevances would go to that bottom lane and give them the advantage that they need to be able to farm up. But we did see it work for MCL earlier, and they did not get the win, but still, it's something that still worked at some point of the game.
Yeah, and in the hands of Teletigers, who I think arguably, yeah, it has been more consistent in their performance, not just in Alliance League. Uh, this might actually work. I'm looking forward to see if it nets them 3-0 in this group.
Yeah. And let's see if Viridus Arcus could put them into a 2-1 spot and basically tie them inside Group B, because 2-1, 2-1, that's gonna be a great position for Viridus Arcus as well. So for now, we will be waiting bago tayo pumasok. It's a waiting game once again. Don't forget to join our giveaways dahil until 5 minutes inside the game. Kung kunwari kakarating mo lang o nagtawag ka pa ng tropa, 5 minutes inside the game, counted pa rin yung giveaway. So make sure to join the giveaway. It's gonna be the hashtag of hashtag TGR win or hashtag DLSU win. And of course, don't forget the hashtag Globe Prepaid Virtual Hangouts. And that will make you eligible of winning our giveaway RP.
We also have the selfie mode contest. Of course, we have the dabbing penguin. Of course, just share the stream. No, have the link to the stream, I think, with the hashtag Globe Prepaid Virtual Hangouts with a picture of you copying this week's emote, which is still the penguin dabbing emote.
Try, wait lang, Marco. Total, hindi pa naman nagsa-start. Try nga natin pag-connect yung Siko natin. Ganon. Try mo, ganon. Wait lang, baliktad.
Wait.
Ganon.
Like
connect
that?
natin. Connect.
Wait.
Kaya ba? Wait lang. Wait lang. We're trying too hard.
Okay. You know, cameras, determining direction with cameras, that's hard. Let's get into the game. I think just in time as we have loaded onto Viridus Arcus from the DLSU versus UST Teletigers for our fourth and final game for today in the Predator Alliance League 2020 Summer.
Yeah, and this will be our final game of week 4. Meron pa tayong mga susunod na week for Predator Alliance League. So if you've missed 3 of the games earlier, make sure to come earlier dahil 1:30 pa lang nagsa-start na mga bakbakan. Bukas may ML pa tayo, pero focus muna tayo ngayon dito. What the hell is happening? TGR looking to follow the steps of USC and USC and USA from earlier. 5-man group up trying to find an early advantage.
I mean, they do have the tools for it. They have like at least one snare, and that is a long snare on the light binding. So if Cresho hit it on Leomark, it could have been dangerous, but still, I think they're just gonna go back to their jungles, guard their entrances as well, maybe get some intel if possible. And UST, both of these junglers starting bot side.
Yeah, and I just received yung mga comments dun sa sinubukan natin sa camera. I don't think we could do that ever again. So it's the last time. Last
Stop
na
this.
yun. Oh, stop this. Last na yun. Last na namin. Hindi na namin uulitin yun. It's gonna be a different selfie mode for next week. So huwag kayong mag-alala. Hindi na mauulit yun.
Man, the chat really does make everything 10 times better in this Predator Alliance League, but we're gonna have to see how these junglers impact their lanes here, especially looking forward to, of course, the bot lane is a given, but top lane I think is a very potential lane for this game.
Yeah, and Michael and Ursus fighting it out early on. Gangplank level 1 is quite scary to deal with, especially if he's running Grasp. That parlay deals a lot of damage, but Michael is looking to sustain the fight with his E. Paunahan na lang mag-level 2 to for sure.
But it is going to be Ursus with a Corrupting Pot, means that his trades are more favorable. He does have the sustain as well. And I think that is just comfortable from both top laners. We're just going to have to see when Relevance and Eternal decide to stop by.
Yeah, and for now, I think the junglers will dictate the pace of this game as per usual.
Yeah,
Gusto kong makita if how Relevances will slow down the pace of the game. All of his laners are, well, not for the Wukong, but most of his laners are great only in the late game. So I do think that it's not the proper time to speed up this game. But for DLSU, Set should be pushing towards their advantage early on.
That's going to be the thing here. Of course, Scuttle spawning soon. Could be a point of contention here for both of these junglers. They are on opposite sides of the map, so I think they'll just trade top and bottom.
Yeah, and Cresho looks to be
Cresho could be in trouble here as Eternal. He's going to go in for the face breaker. Tries to find two, gets greedy, but gets it anyway. And that's going to be an easy stun for Ventus. Can they finish off the kill? Lots of damage onto Tenebria. And first blood goes to DLSU Viridus Arcus.
Man, great face breaker coming in from DLSU, and then an immediate connect from Bard Stun as well. The synergy coming in from DLSU early on in this part of the game is securing them the lead that they need in this bottom lane. And so far, UST, the Luxona pick not working as planned.
This is a stage of the game where Tenebria and Cresho are in a feels bad state by still their champions. But if they can prevent any more kills from going to DLSU, then, like in the game with USA, this could be a very annoying lane, especially if Michael and Relevance is able to get their lead up.
Yeah, and Michael needs to get a little bit of an advantage, at least an early advantage on Ursus for them to survive the early game, because we're talking about an Orianna here with a Lux, with a Sona. So it's up to Michael and Relevances to have a good presence.
Face breaker! It is not going to have a follow-up from DLSU as UST gets out of dodge without much health cost.
Yeah, and that's the power of the Sona Lux bot lane. Quite safe, but not as lethal as they would want it to be, because nasanay na tayo eh. When we watch Teletigers play games, usually they draft bot lanes that are in it to win the lane. But right now, they're looking to play a little bit passive. The total opposite of the playstyle we're used to see.
Yeah, and we'll see if they're able to play this out of their usual comfort zone from UST. So far, one death. It's not enough to say that it's not working, because so far, I think they're doing okay.
Yeah, gold lead is almost non-existent right now, and what UST
Eternal,
wants is to slow down the game. Vegas finding
Can
two people.
they get this stun onto this Orianna? No, they will give up the chase. But yeah, look at the aggressive hex splashes coming in from Eternal.
Yeah, Eternal, I'm liking the aggression so far. His ganks in the bottom lane has been very good for DLSU. So far, just one kill, but still, Eternal. Oh! Oh! Oh!
What? What?
Yo!
Yo! Yo!
I was complimenting the dude!
What are you
I was
doing,
liking
man?
I was loving it, my man! Why? Okay. Okay.
I guess he didn't press Haymaker in time, didn't press Smite in time. Either way, though, that's whack. That is gonna set him back quite a lot in terms of the clear, because that gets announced to the entire game, and relevance is basically, oh, he died to Raptors. I basically have free reign everywhere else, and this does result in a 1-level lead here for relevance.
Man, you know, this happened in DLSU's game last week too. Where, what is it with DLSU games and dying to monster camps? But you know, let's move on. It's it's an error that is forgivable for now. Eternal already in the level 5 mark as well. It is a small hiccup over there. Maybe hindi na mauulit. He will have the items that he needs.
Because this is gonna mean that relevances will be level 6 ahead of Eternal most likely. So we're gonna see if that is going to be relevant enough to turn the tides in UST's favor. Because right now, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. It's not like Relevances was able to invade the rest of his camps. So yeah, so far this Mountain Drake could be the point of conflict here for DLSU and UST. Perhaps even the Rift Herald top side.
Yeah, and the gold lead still non-existent, quite even. This is what UST wants. They're drafting towards the late game, so I'm quite sure that they would want this game to go even slower for them to have enough time for Crescio and Tenebria to just scale up. Look at the heals, look at the shields. It's just, I don't know.
Raj is no sell for UST here, but still, DLSU looking to find more opportunities to make a dent in UST's game plan. But so far, they've been playing really safe, not going for anything that could be interfered, not even going for any of these neutral objectives so far. Rift Herald could change that.
Yeah, this is telegraphed by DLSU. Great control ward on that side, but the set in the bottom lane once again.
That's gonna be the magic journey going through. Could kill Crescio here. Cornered is gonna get the showstopper to bring him back, and a lot of damage as Leomark finishes him off.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great effort from Crescio to not get hit by that Bard stun, but still, it's something that it's just really hard to dodge on melee range. It's a very thick skill shot, very thick skill shot.
And this does give DLSU the Mountain Drake. Fortunately, it's not the ideal Mountain Drake, I would say, for DLSU or UST to lose. But they definitely have to make a move on the next one and not die when Drake is almost up.
Yeah, and so far DLSU is working towards their win condition. They're pulling aggressive moves. They're slowing down the Sona Lux combo in the bottom lane. I mean, the scaling will be going towards the side of UST, but stopping it from happening, I mean, giving yourself the chance to get an early lead, that's what DLSU needs. That's what DLSU has been doing so far. So I just give it to DLSU as of now. Still 2-0 plus the Drake. Not that big of a gold lead.
Relevances, though, did get a little bit back for himself. Since he knew that Eternal was bot side taking the Drake, he did take the opportunity to go for Gromp. I think he took the go for Gromp as well. Just take away some resources from DLSU so it's not a free trade onto the Drake. And so far, UST on the back foot, but still dancing. They're still dancing.
Yeah, and Michael in the top lane, the minions are crashing in his turret. So in this Tribush, though, Relevance is finding a set.
Yeah, just pushing him out of there. Both junglers. You know that new meme where two people in cars see each other passing by? I don't know where that's from.
Pag nakita mo yung kalaban ng jungler sa Tribush.
So yeah, UST here though, even though they have been getting killed, they're still contesting this wave, trying to get priority, trying to get a good back timer as well by shoving in the wave. So this is closing in the gold lead, and it's all 200. That's basically nothing.
Yeah, that is 200, basically nothing. It is true. The gold lead for the side of DLSU, I think, is stemming from the fact that Parlay has been granting them bonus gold, but so far UST has been gaining an economical advantage in the bottom lane with this mechanic of having 2 support items.
Basically, you have to manage how you clear waves as well, since you don't want to kill too many. But Relevance is here. Could find something. I don't think they can afford to give up control over that next Drake. So they are gonna have to apply some pressure on the bottom side of this map here.
Yeah, and pressure right now is on UST. Actually, no, and on DLSU, they need to make things happen early on because the longer this game goes, the longer it will go towards the favor of UST considering their draft. And for this Ziggs, it's quite baffling na hindi pa nakakakuha ng plating yung Ziggs because Ziggs known to be one of those laners that really pushes hard. But the Bard buys time. It won't be.
We're gonna get a lot of. We're getting a lot of plates here in this mid lane, but yeah, actually very surprising Duckman, but I think that's because Relevances has been very active near mid lane. Can't really risk going for those plates and potentially giving a kill to this Hecarim, but Michael here pushing Ursus away with his Cyclone.
Yeah, and Michael with the part 2 of his Cyclone, that's Ursus pulling down the heal, a lot of damage coming in from this Wukong!
Relevances from downtown! Gets the kill for his top laner. And that means Michael, okay, that is going to be cleared with the Super Mega the bomb. But still, that is a plate and a kill here for this Wukong and this Hecarim.
Yeah, Hecarim going yeehaw! And that's going to be a face breaker with a stun as well. Crasho looks to be in trouble, but Vegas is there.
Oh, Shockwave coming in with the crescendo as well means that UST takes away 2 kills, even more in their own blue buff, and DLSU is feeling the pain.
Oh man, that was pretty clean if you ask me. The Shockwave to the Crescendo, no way you're missing that Sona ult if the Orianna sets it up for you. Duckman going in a 1v1 scenario though, great trade so far, and that's gonna be no kills in the mid lane.
No Mega Inferno Bomb as well, doesn't have a finisher against Duckman. But look at that, UST I think their bot lane, despite the 2 initial deaths, they're taking it in stride. They've gotten back 2 kills in total, and now they're enacting this bot lane's game plan, which is just to keep making sure that Leomark is being pressured in that bot lane. Those waves are constantly being pushed in.
Yeah, and as of now, the gold lead did transfer towards UST after that Rift Herald take and the great fight near the blue buff as well. It's going to be a 1k gold lead for the side of UST. And for DLSU, this is not what you want. You want to be ahead in the early game because the longer this game goes, I can't keep stressing it enough that late game potential really goes towards UST's favor because of this Sona and Lux matchup. But okay, I like the Manamune pickup, the early Manamune pickup. This means the Ezreal will be able to keep up in terms of damage, and they're trying to take this Infernal Drake as well.
Onslaught of Shadows is going to come through, not yet. Is on cooldown, but the blue team, DLSU, will secure the Drake.
Yeah, and this is great for DLSU. They are not winning the skirmishes so far, but they are winning the objective race. 2 Drakes already in the side of DLSU.
By denying UST these Drakes, that basically mitigates how much UST can do later in the game. If DLSU is consistent with taking these Drakes, that could be their key to get into this game, even if UST is the one that's slightly ahead just now.
Relevance is going for the lane gank over here. There is a control ward to help him in this attempt. They are just gonna push the wave just a little bit to set it up.
Almost up as well. Relevance is slowly creeping forward. This could be a dive onto Ventus if they're not careful, but Vegas though has to be in trouble. Shockwave comes through, dodges out of the Mega Inferno Bomb, but still takes the kill as Eternal knocks him down.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit too early on the Shockwave in the mid lane. Invulnerable sa CC ang set the moment he pulls off the showstopper, so that was a little bit too early in the Shockwave. Great flash though, but looks like this is the attempt that we're waiting for.
Relevances goes in. That is complete with the crescendo, with this final spark. Leomark might go down here, fleeing from the onslaught of shadows, and Crasho takes him down. That is clean dive coming in from UST.
Yeah, barrier will be burnt for Tenebria, but that is actually, that was a good barrier bait, and yun yung power ng Sona Lux bot lane natin. The way that you think that they're weak, and then suddenly their HP bar is suddenly up again. That Guardian, that shield, that heal coming in from the Sona buff as well. So, just quite a thick amount of HP to try and take away from the bot lane of UST.
Yeah, perfect as well. Crescendo into final spark into onslaught of shadows. That's a taste. That's a an appetizer for what UST has to bring in the future team fights in this game.
And Ursus in the top lane though, just straight out vibing, trying to farm up for that Triforce. So wala masyadong option sa top lane except for that one gank.
Yeah.
Top lane be like, vibe check.
Oh, Eternal though goes for the shockwave to buy himself some time, but he's taking a lot of damage. Megan for the bomb to try and zone away pressure in Tenebria, but this could be Michael. Huge Cyclone, another one as well, but where's the follow-up? Final Spark comes through, but no kills for UST, and that's gonna be Vegas going down for free.
Yeah, Vegas not having it in this game. It's really Eternal placing the pressure down in the mid lane, making sure that Duckman gets a little bit of an advantage against this Orianna.
Still though, because of how UST has been playing this, Duckman, even if he's been winning lane, they haven't had the opportunity to damage this mid lane turret. Didn't even get a lot of plates. So UST, they could lose momentum here if DLSU gets a super big pick-off or team fight, but so far, still pretty comfortable.
Yeah, and the Dragon will be spawning a few minutes from now, but the Rift Herald is up, so that means DLSU has the chance to take the third Dragon off this game and place UST in a position where it's already an early soul pressure, so it's gonna be quite tough for UST if they give away the next Dragon, but looks like the Rift Herald will be the next objective for UST as they ping it over and clear the vision out.
Yeah, they don't have vision of where the rest of DLSU are, so they didn't know at that point that they could just take the Rift Herald then and there. But UST playing it very cautiously, not going for anything super insane when it comes to these objectives just yet. They could concede the bot lane turret here to Leomark, but we're gonna have to see how UST responds to this.
Yeah, and Orianna scouting out the bushes just with the ball, making sure that she will be safe in that mid lane. It has already been 2 ganks in the mid lane, putting him back to base kahit hindi pa niya gusto.
DLSU actually gets the Rift Herald. Was that with a true shot barrage?
I guess, but now they have to protect it. Now they have to make sure the TGR, actually no, the DLSU won't get near in that area and actually will succeed in doing so. It's just 30 seconds. As far as I know, it's 30 seconds or less. Natatayo ka dun para lang mawala yung Eye of the Herald.
At this point. So yeah, USC losing the Rift Herald, it's not too bad. I mean, it's bad, but it could have been worse if DLSU not only secured the Rift Herald, but also got the Eye. That would have given DLSU a tool to break open UST here, which so far has just been satisfied with the occasional fight where they know they have their ultimate stuff, but for the most part, just hunkering down. This Drake could be a big one, though.
Yeah, it will be a big one because UST has to secure this. UST has to secure it. If they don't secure this, it's going to be soul pressure immediately for DLSU. They need to make sure that they get this Dragon. If not, it will put them in a big disadvantage.
Yeah, they're pulling the Cloud Drake, taking it down fast. Barrels are being set up here by Ursus. Has to be careful. 2-shot barrage comes out. That's going to be the Tempered Fate on 2, and that could be the trigger for UST to go in. Or rather, for DLSU here. And the shutdown comes through against Cresho. And the rest of DLSU have rallied around Leomark here, pushing away UST from their territory and securing the Cloud Drake.
Yeah, and that is huge for DLSU. Ventus going in for the big hero play with the ultimate Tempered Fate getting 3, and Cresho was left alone after that one. So DLSU securing the Drake, securing some kills. This is putting UST in a big, tough spot.
Oh man. And if DLSU can just keep this momentum up and capitalize more on UST faltering under the Tempered Fate and the rest of DLSU pressure, then they could easily crack open UST from their defensive shell right now. And like you said, Cloud Soul pressure.
And in the top lane, I love how Leomark has been just pushing side lanes non-stop. Kanina pa siya sa bot lane and now he will be pushing top lane instead, and that gives him a lot of gold. Already 192 CS, 1 and 14 more mana is up, and the Executioner's Calling. This is an item that they desperately need against this Sona.
And wow, okay, Vegas right now can't even fight back effectively against Leomark. Just gets outranged, outpushed as well when it comes to the mana. So far, DLSU, they're starting to poke at the UST. The UST is kind of getting tickled out of their defensive position here, out of their comfort zone in this game.
And UST right now, I think they're a little bit shaken off guard. They need to take the next Drake for sure because they need the additional CDR on the ultimate, and you wouldn't want to see a Ziggs with 2 Cloud Drakes. Ang baba na nga ng cooldown ng ulti ng Ziggs, bibigyan mo pa ng dalawang Cloud Drakes. It's just gonna be raining bombs. It's gonna be hard to push. It's gonna be hard to take team fights. Overall, it's gonna be hard to win if you're UST. So for now, they need to make sure that the next Drake, it will fall down to the hands of TGR.
Yeah, the relevance is really needs to step up with the smite game as well. But in generally, the objective control, because so far, UST, they've been the ones that DLSU have been the ones who pulled the trigger in that Drake fight. So if UST, they need to be the ones to go on the aggressive side here, because I do believe that this composition, it has a lot of counter initiation potential, but it really shines when you're able to get on the initiative here.
Yeah, I have to agree with you over there. Defensively, UST has been great, but they haven't really pushed an advantage just yet. And that one team fight that they took, they lost. And for DLSU, that is a big beam of hope that they could put a dent on this undefeated streak of UST if they pull through this game.
And like we said, if DLSU wins this, puts them at a very healthy 2-1, tying up so far with UST. So, DLSU, they don't want to go 1-2. That's the cursed standing 1-2, because that means you were so close to at least having a chance of getting out of the group. So here, DLSU is doing all they can.
But the game's going slowly so far. 23 minutes in, still 7-5 ang kill score natin. But the 3 Drakes already in the hands of DLSU is big. They need... Actually, no, UST needs to make sure that they don't give up the next Drake. Because that soul pressure will... Imagine a set that you can't run away from. Imagine Cannon Barrage and the Gangplank is so fast that he doesn't even need to burn Flash to get your carries. Hecarim looks like a normal speedy horse. Everyone runs on Hecarim speed.
Yeah, just the horse versus Sonic the Sethog. That's gonna be tough for DLSU. So this
Sonic the Sethog.
So this
that's the best you have.
I don't know.
Sonic the Sethog. Okay.
It's not that bad. Come on.
Yeah.
Coming up soon. Less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, less than 2 minutes. Let's see if it's gonna be Sonic the Sethog after we get that, after DLSU secures that last Drake. But for now, gold lead is just 1k for the side of DLSU. UST still has the chance to get back in this game. Vegas not having the best game of his life right now, 0-2-2, and it is Eternal who placed that pressure on him.
All he really needs is a few big shockwaves, and here they do have initiative on the Cloud Drake. They have the Scuttle Shrine. They have vision around and behind the pit. It's all gonna come down to execution here. Leo Mark has shoved in the top wave pretty hard. He's now teleporting bot side here to help out his team. But that is gonna be Facebreaker, gonna try and stun Michael, and Relevance. His shockwave goes wide. Michael's clone is stuck in the back there. No threat onto this monkey. But still, Cloud Drake still watching, just vibing in his pit, watching the battle unfold here. There's still ultimates, Crescendo, Final Spark, and Onslaught of Shadows. That's still available for DLSU. Mega Inferno Bomb and Showstopper available as well. Michael tries to go in as well. Good for him. He has the clone. Dodges away from the damage that DLSU is putting up. But this is a dance for the Drake. They disturb the Drake. He's going for targets. He's confused. Who is he going to attack? He's just going to reset here, as this is a very extended dance coming in for both of these teams, vying over control of vision over this Drake pit.
The Drake is just, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna just sit here again. Nobody wants to start the fight.
Yeah, that's really, because this is a turning point in the game. Either of these teams gets a good team fight here, that's the momentum coming from there. All they can really do is shove in the side lanes. Good for DLSU, they were able to shove in top side, but it seems to have pulled back to them as well. So right now, this could be the time for both of these teams to take a step back and pressure these lanes, which is what they were doing mid.
Yeah, this is gonna be a big fight brewing in the Dragon side. Oh no, Tenebria!
Oh my god, we go for the flank here. Showstopper comes through, and that is going to be huge damage, but the shockwave into the Cyclone means that DLSU gets shattered, gets torn apart, and Eternal on the run. He can't run away from Cresho and Tenebria. He's going to get slowed down by the percussive waves, and UST is taking the game by the reins, taking control, preventing the Cloud Soul from coming into DLSU's hands. Is it the Baron call as well? It's the Baron call coming for UST here, and DLSU can't stop it.
Oh man, a sudden turnaround for UST, and DLSU looks shocked right now. 3 people down, the Baron falling fairly fast to the side of UST. There is a chance for steal if the Ziggs ult will come. No Mega Inferno Bomb, that's gonna be the Baron. The Dragon secured for UST. UST, after a shaky mid lane performance, already back in this game. Vegas, 3-2-2.
Yeah, super huge shockwave. That's what I was talking about. Vegas, despite his earlier performance, all he really needs is to have an impactful shockwave to turn momentum in their favor. And that's what they got. Not a big lead, 3K at 27 minutes, but it might be enough to give them the confidence, the push to start being the aggressor in these fights.
Yeah, and now that UST has secured the Baron buff, the gold lead balloons to 3K. And now that the gold lead is 3K, may Baron power play pa tayo dito. Anong gagawin nila sa Baron? But for DLSU Eternal, I think it's time to reflect. It was a bad engage in that fight, that a complete 180 in this game.
And looks like UST is making the most out of this Baron play here, taking away one turret. It is the outer turret, so it's kind of a giveaway, but they're now marching onto the inner turret, potentially opening up the map, expanding their territory in this game versus the Archers.
Yeah, and Baron already marching down towards the top lane. The Baron-empowered minions will be forcing the Gangplank ult out, but look at the damage!
The damage is huge, and Final Spark finishes him off! That's still 2 Baroned up cannon minions wailing onto this turret. True Shot Barrage does nothing. And Michael, he's going in for the kill, but a little too late. Still though, that's going to be another turret in the hands of UST, and they're not stopping. They have the regen, they have the heals, they're coming to the inhibitor turret of DLSU. Can they fend this off? Can DLSU darken the skies with their arrows? Not quite yet. Inhibitor could be the next on the chopping block. Tempered Fate dodged immediately, and I think this is going to be Inhibitor going down, and UST, they're coming out. They're going out of here.
Yeah, and to think, 5 minutes ago, this was a completely different game, Hyron. This was a 1K gold lead game 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago, the turrets were still up, and now no outer turrets for the side of DLSU. All just Inhibitor turrets, the massive turnaround.
That's really
What the hell? That's just one small blunder, one wrong engage coming in from Eternal, and then UST turns around the whole game. This is looking bad for DLSU, but the Dragon, the soul pressure is still up for them. If they are able to take the last Elemental Drake, it might give them the advantage back.
question is, will they survive long enough? USD at this point, okay, they're in a comfortable lead, 5K. That's relevant. That's like one piece of a big item. And now they're gonna come crashing down. And this is the mark of a good team like UST. Once they get the momentum going, they never stop. And here, they have the team fight potential, they have the damage, they have the ultimates. Eternal as well could falter and fall here against this Hecarim. Vegas, though, look at that shockwave damage, tearing apart Ventus. He's gone to the winds, and Eternal as well, getting rampaged on by this Hecarim, and he's gonna fall down as well. And UST looking to clean up the game. Leomark flashing out just in time to save himself. Relevance though still very healthy, finally going down with Michael. Cyclone is the wind behind the back lines of DLSU, and now they're on the run away from their bases. UST looks to clean
But
up.
this is game.
Up that as well. That has to be game. 20 seconds, 50 seconds on those death timers. Inhibitors going down. A huge wave and topside means that UST maintains their undefeated status here in Alliance League 2020 summer. Just a little bit of time bought by the Tempered Fate, but it's not enough. It's just Ventus. And Eternal will be the next to spawn, but UST will not even give them the chance. As okay, no, they're playing a little bit. They're playing DLSU a little bit here. Eternal, this could be the final hope for DLSU, but he's being pushed back to the fountain. UST, they're styling on DLSU. They're just beaming on them. Teleports coming around. Will this be the opportunity for DLSU to get back this game? But no, it is going to be the Nexus being destroyed by the minions as UST stays 3-0.
Oh man, Vegas with the nerves of steel. I mean, sige, bot lane for Crescio and Tenebria, quite good. It was a very great performance coming in from them. But let's not talk about the obvious. Let's talk about Vegas. Vegas was 0-2-2. Got ganked real good by Eternal. I would say real good. On a normal basis, Eternal's actions could have tilted any mid laner out. But then again, Vegas with nerves of steel